time to go from your girly girl era to your womanly woman era. I don't know, I just made that up, but it is time to learn how to carry yourself as a woman. I'm so excited for this video. I'm a little hot, girl. I might need to change my top. Okay, let's get into it. So I have broken this video down into 6 categories. We have physical, we have inner work, we have friendship, we have confidence, we have men and dating, and then we have your reputation. Okay, so now that we have all the categories, let's talk about the first one, and that's going to be your physical appearance. If you want to start carrying yourself to look more polished, more put together, I challenge you to start revamping up your nightwear. Revamping up my nightwear is something I have been working on this year, okay? And what I mean by revamping up your nightwear is start wearing matching sets to bed, start wearing silk pajama sets, silk slips to bed, dresses, like things like that, that's gonna make you feel and look put together. Also, something that else you can do after you start revamping up your nightwear is to start revamping up your loungewear, the things that you wear in the house that is gonna make you feel put together, okay? The reason why I have the nightwear first is because it's something about changing up your nightwear that makes you go into the next day wanting to be more put together, wanting to look more good. Like, you just go into the day thinking, okay, I woke up with this nice pajama set, this nice silk beautiful pajama set. I actually want to put extra time and attention into my appearance. So from there, you're gonna want to like look good for the rest of the day, maybe wear a nice outfit or do your hair a particular way. It's something about your night routine that sets you up for your morning, I promise you. I feel like too, if you look good at night, you wake up and you look good, you're gonna even want to implement some habits into your life, some healthy habits into your life, like going to the gym. I can tell you, once you start putting more attention towards your night routine, you start to feel like that girl. And I promise you, you will start to wake up and think, oh my God, I need to put more attention towards my appearance. I need to do this, I need to do that. Like, it just becomes a snowball effect. The next one for physical appearance is with your outfits, you want to make sure that they look polished, nice, and clean, okay? Polish can mean different things for everybody. Some people think polish means neutrals, no color. Other people may think like polish means vibrant colors, a nice clean outfit. I would just say your outfits just have to be clean, ironed, steamed, presented well. Go ahead and throw away any clothes that do not fit anymore, please, okay? I definitely need to do a closet clean out for the winter time. Go ahead and try on some outfits in your closet. If you haven't worn it in a long time, go ahead and give it away. Things that you've bought that may not resonate with you anymore. You know those outfits that I'm talking about that you wear, that you're looking at in your closet and you're like, this is just not me anymore. And I challenge you to let go of anything that doesn't feel like you anymore. If you want to present yourself better as a woman, you have to release and let go of things that don't resonate with you anymore. You can't invite the new when you have old things in your closet. You just cannot, okay? I'm not going to necessarily tell you what you wear, but always make sure your outfits are clean. The one thing I will say about what to wear is time and place, okay? I think there is a time and place for every outfit that you may want to wear. Like I said, I'm not going to tell you what to wear because I feel like I'm versatile with my outfits. There are certain ways and things that I like to do. I don't always like to have the same style all the time, but I feel like for the most part, I carry myself really well when it comes to just my outfits looking good, put together, clean, polished. There are certain things you shouldn't wear in different settings. Like, you wouldn't wear club wear to work, okay? Just think time and place, okay? The next one is to have a consistent maintenance routine. Think if you get ready, you stay ready, okay? If you get ready, you stay ready. This could mean having a everything shower routine that you do at least twice a week, that you are washing your hair, shaving, exfoliating. One of the things that I put attention towards is my hair care routine because of the fact that I didn't always want to depend on stylists to do my hair. I didn't always want to depend on wigs. I didn't always want to depend on braids. If your stylist cancels on you, what if you can't afford it that week? think about it. You know, one of the things that I started off with in my glow up journey was my natural hair, because I wanted to be able to wear it out, but still also wear the wigs, the braids, the sew-ins, the things that I love. But I also wanted to just wear it out. And the thing is, your hair doesn't have to necessarily be long, but if it's healthy, that is how you stay ready, okay? My next tip when it comes to your maintenance routine is you need to figure out how to do things yourself, okay? Look, I'm all about soft life. I'm all about people doing things for you. I am not opposed to asking for help, okay? There are certain things that I don't like doing. Like, I hate doing my toes, okay? I love to get it done. However, if I needed to skip the nail shop, I know how to do my own toes, okay? I have a foot bath. I have some pedicure items to make my toes look decent. I know how to put white polish on them to make them look like I got it done, okay? It might not look as good as the nail shop, but it looks pretty good to go outside and be presentable, okay? Just want to make sure that you are learning how to take care of certain things that you already have, okay? So learning to take care of your toes, learning to take care of your nails, learning to take care of your hair, your skin, okay? What if you can't get to the esthetician, okay? Girl, learn how to do a face mask. These are the things that you need to start learning for yourself, because if you can't get to the stylist or whatever you're trying to get to, you know how to do it yourself, okay? And that's what I mean by having a consistent maintenance routine that you do. I do my everything shower routine twice a week. I always wash my hair at least once a week with a deep conditioning mask. Make sure that it's healthy, it's long, it's nice, so that it's presentable throughout the week. I make sure to keep up with my face mask, my skincare, and then I also go get my toes done. I like press-on nails. I haven't done it in a while, so I need to put some on, but I have some as backup if I needed to put some on, okay? Make sure you know how to do things yourself, but also that you have people to do things with. Like, I love going to the esthetician for my peels and stuff, but I know that I have to maintain it myself when I leave my esthetician. Like, she can't do it for me. That brings me to 4, which is to create a style for yourself and practice, okay? What I mean by this is that, like, when I wanted to change up my style, I just bought items that I thought I would like, but I didn't necessarily practice with it. Like, I didn't put things together. I didn't practice putting things together. I also think it is important to practice in your room, being confident in the outfit that you're wearing, maybe looking at yourself in the mirror with the outfit on, because maybe it's something you might not be used to as a woman who is trying to carry herself differently. Maybe it's an outfit that isn't particularly you, but you want it to be you and you are trying to change your identity. You have to practice, okay? You have to practice styling outfits. You have to practice looking confident in your outfits. It is so important to wear your clothes, okay? To wear your clothes. A great way or reference is Pinterest. I have been pinning a lot more Pinterest things on there because I want to look more feminine this year or next year. Look, actually, I'm gonna say this year because we're doing it now, okay? We're gonna work on it now, at least pin stuff now to get me ready. But I want to look more feminine, so I'm trying to find ways to look more feminine that resonates with me, because everybody's version is different, okay? You have to find your personal style and the way you want to brand yourself. Think about it like this though. When people see you, what do you want them to think, okay? Like, if they see you, do you want them to be like, oh my god, that girl's always so feminine, she's always so dainty, she's always so this? Is that the aesthetic that you want to give? Maybe you want to give an aesthetic of, that girl is so bold. Figure out the type of aesthetic you want, or the things that you would love people to say about you, and go from there. 5, let's talk about personal hygiene. Personal hygiene is so important, okay? Let's make sure down there is like doing well, okay? There are so many things that you can do to make sure down there is doing well. Drink your water, take some probiotics, go to the gyno. Make sure everything is good down there. Stop using harsh soaps down there. Use gentle things, unscented things. Just take care of your lady parts. It's important. She's important, okay? That's one of the number one things I can say about personal hygiene is make sure you take care of her because she deserves it, right? Another thing is oral hygiene. Make sure you're keeping up with a dentist, also using mouthwash, brushing your teeth. I have braces, so I'm constantly brushing my teeth. Bathing in everything, shower routine like I was saying earlier, and then also having your regular shower routine that you do, and then also adding in fragrances. Fragrances has been the best way I have learned to carry myself well because it's such a small micro tip, like step, but it will make you look and feel like a put together woman. Like you can have the most busted outfit on, okay? You can, and somebody will take a whiff at your perfume and be like, dang, you smell good, and I promise you, you will come up as put together. I remember I was at work and I think I was wearing the Sol de Janeiro, the purple one, and the K Ali perfume together. Smells good, great combination by the way. And I was wearing it and somebody passed by and they were like, it smells so good over here. It smells like pumpkin spice. It smells so good. And they were like trying to sniff the air, trying to figure out what the smell was. And then I was like, oh, is it me? Oh my God, it is you. Like you smell so good. That just made me feel so put together. That made me feel like I carried myself well, okay? When you smell good and people smell you and you smell like you have that added extra like scent or signature scent, I promise you, you're gonna feel like that girl. You're gonna feel like that woman, okay? I don't know why I keep saying that girl, but that woman. The next one is to take care of your skin and your hair. Your skin, make sure you're doing your morning and your night routine with your skin. My skin has always been such a struggle for me, especially my body skin, but it is something that I'm actively been working on this year, trying to get it better, okay? But taking care of your hair and your skin doesn't have to be expensive. There are products on the market that are actually really good, drugstore products that are really good. Even if you have sensitive skin, there are a lot of drugstore products that are really good for sensitive skin. And the next one, when it comes to your physical looks, is probably the most important one. It's to prioritize yourself and to put yourself first, okay? You cannot think that you're gonna do all these things on this list with the physical appearance and you don't prioritize your self-care, you don't prioritize your well-being, you don't prioritize your emotional health, your mental health. If you do not prioritize yourself and put yourself first and you put everybody else before you, you are not going to look the way you want to look, okay? I kid you not, how many times have my mental health been down the drain? How many times I've just been running around like a chicken with my head cut off, okay? Okay, no. And I looked a mess. You know why? Because I wasn't mentally right. When you're not right, you end up not looking your best, okay? You want to make sure you have a mental health routine in place for when you're feeling sad, if you have to journal, if you have to meditate, if you have to take a run. Lately, I've been running because I realized that I needed something to calm me down from my anxiety, different things like that, okay? Talk to a friend. There are so many different things that you can do to prioritize yourself, okay? I'm not saying like be out here and just not caring about other people, but what I'm saying is you choose yourself first, you put attention to yourself. If you're not okay, you show up for yourself and the rest will follow. Let's talk a little bit about inner work. Inner work is probably the most important thing to carry yourself well as a woman, okay? I want you to first commit to working on a bad habit, okay? A bad habit that you have, something that you want to change. Maybe you hit the snooze button too much. Maybe your bad habit is that you like to eat out all the time. I don't know. Maybe you spend too much money, okay? Commit to working on a bad habit, okay? Period. We all have bad habits. Number 2 is to commit to working on a toxic trait, okay? Something that you know you need to work on. Maybe you just got out of a relationship. Hold yourself accountable. I don't care if the relationship ended because of somebody else or they were the worst person ever, okay? Maybe they were and it was their fault. I get it, but there are things that we need to reflect on, toxic traits that we have that we need to reflect on. why did we attract this type of person? Why did we entertain this type of person? Questions like that, okay? You have to dig deeper within yourself. And I'm not gonna lie, I do feel like you are who you attract. However, you can't control how people respond to you, but you can control how you respond to them by walking away if they're not right for you. And if you sat in an area for too long or with a person for too long, you do have to question, what traits do I have that made me feel like I deserve this? Or why did this relationship end? And maybe it ended because I had a toxic trait, or maybe there are things that I could work on from this relationship. There are different things that we could work on, basically, is what I'm saying. Be different every season. Maybe you worked on this toxic trait, but then you figure out you have another toxic trait to work on. That's the thing about inner work and inner growth. You're always going to be working on yourself, so don't be hard on yourself, but make sure you are putting attention towards your inner work. Commit to working on any insecurities that you have, okay? We all have insecurities, but I want you to write them down. Ask yourself, where are these insecurities coming from? Maybe you heard about it from your childhood. Maybe there are things that people have said about you when you've just been carrying it for too long. Work on the insecurities, dig them up, cry about them, heal, work on loving those areas about you. If you can't change it, work on accepting them. Promise you, working on my insecurities has been the biggest game changer in my life, okay? I still have some insecurities, okay? I consider myself confident, but like, I still got insecurities, girls. So I'm a continually work in progress. It's nothing wrong with admitting that you need to work on yourself. We all do. The next one I want to talk about is your reputation, okay? When you go out in public, I don't necessarily want you to be self-conscious of yourself, because I feel like this could go all the way far left if you take it to the extreme. However, for us overthinkers that like to overthink, okay, and don't want to embarrass ourselves, but no, I always want you to think, if you make a certain action, any action that you have in your life, or any big decision, or maybe you're out at a party, am I going to be embarrassed by this action later, and how is this going to affect my future? Think, okay? When I mean think, when I say think about how things are going to impact you. Think about if you're going to be embarrassed by a certain action later. You don't want to come from a party and think like, oh my god, why did I do that? And now you have to face everybody, and you know what I'm saying. Think about your actions. They're so important, and it's very hard to get rid of a bad reputation, especially online. I want you to remember that your digital footprint is forever, okay? Make sure online specifically that you are presenting yourself well, that you're not posting anything crazy that can kind of haunt you later in life, okay? I feel like reputation is like, it's so big online, okay? The next one is to know your limits with things. This includes alcohol, drinking at parties, people. When do you have to leave? You know, like if you feel like you don't want to be around certain people anymore, or right now, if your social battery is dying, know your limit, okay? It would be the things that you tell people, okay? Make sure you know your limits with that. You never want to tell somebody something that you're not comfortable with, okay? Or maybe you only feel comfortable with other people knowing certain things. Know your limits, okay? Know your own boundaries, okay? And then also with your emotions, learn how to handle your emotions. This is not really necessarily like knowing your limit with things, but knowing how to handle your emotions is so important as a woman. I think handling your emotions in public can be so important, because you never want to step out of character, okay? You don't want people to disrespect you now. However, you never want to step out of character to the point where it's going to affect your future, it's going to affect you in some kind of way. You always want to handle your emotions, okay? When it comes to reputation, it's time and place, okay? There is a time and place to be loud. There is a time and place to be quiet. There is a time and place to wear certain things, okay? I always think time and place, okay? I consider myself a multifaceted person. Like, I am not one person, okay? I am all kind. That sounds so crazy. Like, I'm all these different types of people. No, but I feel like I am. You know, sometimes I can be goofy, sometimes I can be intellectual, sometimes I can be creative. I am so many different things, okay? And I don't expect people to just show up one way in my life, okay? So I would just say time and place. There's a time to be loud and laughing all the time. There's a time to be quiet, and you know, just know your time and place, settings that you should do things at. Next one I have for reputation is work life, okay? Work life. It is so important to keep your social life and your work life separate, okay? You don't want to tell your coworkers something that you're gonna regret later that might actually like be around the office or to your boss. You never want to do that, okay? You want to keep your work life and your social life separate, and that's all I have to say about that. Yes, coworkers are going to ask you how your day was, what your weekend was like. You can answer those type of questions, but they don't have to be as deep as you think they do. They don't have to be like, oh yeah, I did this, that, and the third, and I did this, da 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 da. Like, it doesn't have to be like that, okay? It can be something as simple as, I had a good day, I had a good weekend, how about you? Keep it short, keep it simple. That's just what I personally think about work life. Keep it short, keep it simple. Let's talk about men and dating, okay? This is another area where you can carry yourself really well, and these are the things that I think that make you look like you carry yourself well when it comes to dating and around men. The very first one everybody needs to do is to heal from your relationship trauma, to work on your attachment styles, and to work on your belief system when it comes to men, okay? You shouldn't be out here dating if you think all men are trash, if you think that you don't deserve certain things from men, or you don't deserve a good guy. Like, you shouldn't be dating. You need to heal. Okay, you need to heal. There's so many people in the dating market that feel this way but are still dating, and I'm just like, why? You know, like, if you believe these things, why? And then also, if you have an unhealthy attachment style, I really recommend therapy. I recommend just being single for at least a year, okay? I have a video called Single on Purpose if you want to watch that. I have been single for quite some time because I know I need to work on myself, okay? So nothing wrong with admitting that you need to work on it. You do need to work on yourself because, believe it or not, your attachment style, the things that you believe, is going to dictate the type of men you attract, the type of men you entertain, the type of treatment you get. You want princess treatment? You need to start working on yourself. You need to start working on your inner work, okay? You need to start asking yourself questions. Why did I entertain this last relationship? What could I do differently from this last relationship? What are the traits that I need to work on? Once you have healed, you want to start demanding more from yourself, and then you demand more from others, okay? You demand more from yourself by stating what your standards are and giving it to yourself, and then also presenting yourself as that person, okay? That is how you demand more from yourself. You show up for yourself more. A lot of people demand things and without looking within and looking at themselves like, hey, I need to work on this first before I can demand this. You can't ask for a certain standard if you don't know how to give that to yourself. For instance, what I mean by this is, if you are unkind to yourself, why do you expect a guy to be kind to you? You don't even know how to be kind to yourself, okay? How are you going to be able to identify when somebody is kind to you, when somebody is the right guy for you, if you cannot give that to yourself? And then from there, once you demand more from yourself, you start creating a list of standards that you would want in a guy, okay? And then the next tip is to practice and then tweak, okay? And what I mean by this is, you go on the date, you practice presenting yourself well, you practice going on dates with certain people. You might not get it the first date, okay? It's not gonna be, he's not gonna be your husband the first. I mean, some people, they meet their husband on the first date, okay? But he might not be, okay? Even though you have healed from things in that first tip that I talked about with dating, it doesn't mean that you know how to do it, okay? So what I mean by this is maybe you have worked on your belief system and you believe you deserve better, right? However, maybe things are coming up as you're dating and you realize, oh my God, I still need to work on this part of me, okay? We can learn, we can heal, we can do all these things, but sometimes the big work is in practicing, okay? You have to practice what you've learned, okay? You can't learn a bunch of things, not expect to put it into practice, okay? So don't be hard on yourself if when you date, you get it right the first time, okay? Sometimes it really takes practicing and then tweaking it as you go, okay? Maybe you date somebody and you didn't realize that you wanted a certain thing in a man. Now you can add that to your list, you know? Practice and tweak, okay? A lot of people in your life will show you things that you do want and things that you don't want. This one is your aura and appearance should say more about you than the words coming out your mouth, okay? I believe that you don't necessarily have to tell everybody what your standards are. People will know that you have high standards just by carrying yourself well. Now, I do think that sometimes you have to communicate to people if they cross your boundaries and it's something that is worth communicating. Because some things aren't worth communicating. Sometimes you just need to walk away, okay? But some things are worth communicating. So I do think there are times when maybe you do have to communicate your standards or your boundaries to somebody. However, I feel like your aura and your appearance should say a lot about you. The way that you carry yourself well, like we're learning in this video, should say a lot about how you standards, right? The way that men know that you carry yourself well is if they do something and you are able to walk away because they are not giving you the respect you deserve, okay? A lot of people treat you how you treat yourself, okay? If somebody treats you bad, you walk away. And I'm getting ahead of myself, but that's another tip. That is exactly how people know that you carry yourself well, right? Because you respect yourself. Another way you can respect yourself is by having clean clothes, having a clean room, having a clean car, things like that, okay? I do think that things can get out of hand sometimes. However, and it's completely human. However, you know, it is important to present ourselves well in that area, okay? That is how you look like you respect yourself. You also don't tolerate nonsense. If somebody is giving you nonsense and feeding you nonsense on a plate, are you gonna take it, okay? That is how you look like. That is how you look like you respect yourself. And that's why I have this next tip of having non-negotiables, things that you are not willing to tolerate in a relationship, things that if somebody does this thing to you, you are just gonna walk away. You don't even have to communicate to them what they did wrong because it's so wrong that they knew what they did, okay? A lot of people know what they do, okay? I'm just saying, create non-negotiables, okay? Things that you do not tolerate, that you are not going to stay for. Like for me, cheating is a non-negotiable. If you cheat, I'm walking away. I'm not going to be with you. We're done, okay? That is my non-negotiable. Create non-negotiables so that you know how to move when somebody does you wrong. Also, the next tip I have is to communicate. Learn to communicate. If somebody does something to upset you, communicate with them, okay? That is so important. Now, you communicate when these things are not your non-negotiables. You communicate when the things that the person has done is it's a boundary, but it's a small boundary that they crossed, okay? I do think that sometimes you're going to have to communicate certain things because everyone's human. We don't know everybody's boundaries. We don't know everybody's, like, you know. However, make sure it's not on your non-negotiable list, because I feel like if you tolerate things that are on your non-negotiable list, it's more willing to happen to you again, because people who disrespect you and you tolerate it are going to disrespect you again, basically. So sometimes you're gonna have to walk away, and sometimes you're gonna have to communicate. You have to have discernment to learn when to communicate and when to walk away. The next one is, when you are around men, make sure you have good posture. Look them in the eyes and be confident in what you are saying, okay? You want to come off as a confident, woman who loves herself, woman who is confident in the things that they are saying, okay? This is another one of those aura things where you want to come off so like you carry yourself so well that if the person feels like you are too good for them, they're gonna walk away, okay? You have to be able to carry yourself in a confident light so that you can be able to attract a confident man also. It is important. The next one is to allow your feminine side to come out. Stop trying to not accept help. Accept help, okay? It's very attractive if you can accept help. Don't be angry. Like, allow your feminine side to come out. And the next one when it comes to dating is don't allow people to make you beg for them to act right, okay? If you have to beg, walk away. It's not worth it, okay? It is not worth it. It's another one of those things where it's like, walk away with your dignity. Girl, you are worth it. And if you want to look like a woman who respects herself and her time and a woman that carries herself well, you walk away, okay? Next category we are leaning into is friendship. I wanted to include this one in this video, specifically in this part 2 video, because I think friendship is so important. I think the women and relationships that you cultivate in your life say a lot about who you are as a person. It says a lot about your character, okay? A woman who carries herself well is a good friend. Learn to be a good friend, okay? I think a lot of us have grown up thinking we have to be in competition with women, that women weren't our friends or our allies, but they are. We can learn a lot from women, okay? Women friendships are so important, and the basis of that is learning how to become a good friend so that you can attract good, healthy, high value women friendships, okay? You want to be able to attract good friendships, but it starts with you. Like I was saying earlier, it starts with you, and it starts with learning how to be a good friend, okay? Work on your toxic traits, work on the things that you needed to work on. Figure out why some of the friendships that you had with other people didn't work out. Maybe it was a reason. Next one is to when you start searching for friends, keep around people that match your values, keep you motivated or inspire you. Keep women around you that are smarter than you. Keep women around you that aren't jealous of you and who want to see you win. Keep around women that uplift you and encourage you. And then most importantly, keep around women that hold you accountable, that don't enable you. Friends in your circle that may hear a story and be like, that don't sound right. You don't need to entertain that kind of guy. It's so important to have women like this around you, okay? I believe each friend is gonna bring their own thing, okay? Make sure each friend is adding something to you. It's bringing some type of value to you, okay? You don't want to add people in your life specifically just because you're lonely. You want to add people in your life that add value to you. Best believe, okay? There's some other people, 5 people you hang around, you become that, okay? You become that. So you want to make sure that you hang around people that you would want to be like, that you would want your future woman self to be like, okay? Keep in mind that your circle says more about you than anything ever will. I promise you, okay? I believe birds of a feather flock together. And I believe if you are around nasty, mean people, that says more about you than anything else would, okay? You may be like, well, I'm not like that, but there's something about you that attracted them to you, okay? So you want to dig deep. Try to figure out why are you attracting these friendships, or why you feel like you need to be in these type of friendships, and you need to work on that inner work, because your friend circle really does say a lot about you. I love meeting other people's friends because I feel like people's friends tell me exactly who they are, okay? That saying of show me your friends and I will tell you who you are, they ate with that one. They ate with that one, because I kid you not, I always find out who a person is based on their friends. And make sure that we are practicing healthy boundaries with friends, okay? Make sure if a friend crosses your boundaries, you are communicating. And make sure if you cross a friend's boundary, make sure you are communicating with them and apologizing, okay? This is so important in friendship, and I wanted to add this in here because I feel like a woman that carries herself well is somebody who can hold herself accountable, is somebody who can apologize, is somebody who can also state her boundaries, okay? State her boundaries and let people know, hey, I didn't like this. I know, trust me, I know boundaries are hard and it's something that you have to actively work on every day, but I do feel like it makes you look like you respect yourself, and that's a win for me. Okay, the last category we have to talk about is confidence, okay? Confidence as a woman. I think confidence is a sure way to make you look like you carry yourself well, okay? Something we already talked about is looking people in the eyes and having great posture. One of the aspects of you that's going to make you look really confident, make you look like you really carry yourself well, that you really just, I don't know, you're just going to have this like boss woman like vibe, like I don't know, this aura about you that people are going to be like, oh, she likes herself, okay? Like, you're just going to have that aura once you start elevating your posture and once you start looking people in the eye. The next one is to don't be afraid to say how you feel. If you have an opinion, say it firm, say it clear, and just stand on your opinion. It's okay if other people change your opinions. However, if you have an opinion and everybody else is on the fence with it, or everybody else is on the other side and doesn't believe whatever you're saying, stand on your own opinion. Do you know how attractive that is to have your own opinions and reasonings on why you have these opinions? And although I do think that everything doesn't need to be said, we could talk about that in another video, but everything doesn't necessarily need to be said. But if you do have a certain thing that you are talking about that you feel passionately about, don't change your opinion. It's a great way to look confident if you know how to confident in the things that you believe or the things that you're saying. This one is to develop your own personality. And what I mean is, you don't ever want to be that person that piggybacks off of everyone, okay? Like, you see people doing things, gotta be just like them, okay? Obviously, it's okay to like the same things and do the same things, okay? What I mean by this is developing your own personality is having your own favorite music, having your own hobbies, things that you find funny, things you like to do, and practice being comfortable with all parts of you, okay? I feel like this is a great way to attract your tribe. If you're comfortable with yourself and you develop your own personality, it's gonna be a good way to attract your tribe because you're gonna attract people who are just like you, okay? Once I started developing more hobbies for myself, like I'm a big wellness girly, so I love me some yoga, I love to go to the running club. I started to meet people that actually vibe with me. Attractive when somebody has their own hobbies, when somebody has their own music taste, and it may not even be like everybody else's, or they have their own outfits they like to wear. It's just very attractive to not always follow the crowd. And the next one is to learn more. To learn more in order to command a room, okay? I think the greatest way to learn how to command a room is to know things. Have knowledge about specific topics, okay? I remember going to this bar, and I think I told this story before, but I went to this bar and we got on this subject about books. And I remember I had just gotten into like self-help books and everything, and I was able to contribute to the conversation because of the fact that I read a couple of self-help books. If I hadn't read those books, I felt like I would have been so lost. I would have been like, oh my god, I don't know what to talk about with these people. Obviously, you're not going to know everything, but it is very attractive if you know how to command a room, or if you know how to talk about certain things. So this was a very, very long video, longer than I expected because I was just like elaborating or whatever. But I really hope you guys enjoyed it. Go ahead and check out the first how to carry yourself well as a woman video. I feel like that video also has a lot of gems. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video and you found it helpful, and have a great day. Bye.